up, and it starts right now.
Jay Wismont, when Spliced, promoted to the RLCS a couple of seasons ago, was an unstoppable force. Karma gets an opening goal 3 seconds in.
And look at Rizzo trying to cheat up a little too slow and misses the ball there. Karma with a good shot placement, nice and hard to the far post.
Well, Jay Wismont gets credit for an assist there, so yes, he is making his presence felt on a kickoff goal 3 seconds in. Jay Naps will half flip to get in position. He'll find Rizzo with a pass all the way across. And now Karma intercepts. And Karma goes over top of Rizzo. Jay Wismont coming on. Shadow is going to wait. He's the third man there. And double commit just a little bit with Karma.
And that's very rare for this Charlotte Phoenix team. This is one team that communication is on the forefront of their minds at all times. They're calling out everything that they're doing. So don't expect to see too many of those.
A testament to the great work that Jimmer has done with them. And we talked about coaches just a little bit in the first series between Chaos and Cloud9. Two of the best in the business in Jimmer and Jazzo. Representing G2 and the Charlotte Phoenix. J-Naps scores one of the easiest goals he's ever scored.
And we were just talking about how you're not going to see double commits. Well, you didn't. How about a triple commit in the box right there? J-Naps ties this game up, doesn't allow the Charlotte Phoenix to get comfortable with that lead.
I don't think I've seen a triple commit that bad since like the old PSG a few seasons ago. This will be Karma. Out of the corner, centered this, nobody's there, and Shadow takes advantage.
Shadow showing up early here in game number 1. So integral to this team, and a good pass there. Chicago had nothing available there to try and get a save on the ball. Just gets out of the way, and a wide open net for Shadow.
And this is something that has plagued G2 all season long. They spent less time than anybody else on the defensive end of the field, and so much time ahead of the ball. A little slow on their rotations. They give up an empty net goal there. Shadow will make a save, and Chicago throws that all the way across.
A good cut there from Karma to put a challenge on that ball. Take that shot away from Chicago. And the desk, everybody talking about Rizzo. And one thing that I noticed watching through game films was more times than not, he was caught in no man's land, kind of unsure of what to do. And one thing is for certain, if this team is going to have success, Rizzo has got to be involved. When they were in the World Championship in the grand finals last season, Rizzo was one of the players keeping them alive. He was getting goals, he was getting assists, his shooting percentage was higher than average. He's got to show up here if he wants his team to get success.
Very few players react so differently under the lights. Shadow will score here. Death from above, and the Phoenix have a 3-1 lead.
We've talked about how quick he is all season. Look how high above J-Naps he is there. The whole net's available to him. He sneaks it right in the upper 90, just below the crossbar.
Rizzo likes these big pressure situations, and the pressure is getting ramped up in a hurry. 3-1 to the Charlotte Phoenix. Good pass over towards Karma. She will collect and get around J-Naps. Can't get through Chicago, however. And it will be Chicago who tries to work downfield, but that play took way too long to develop. Charlotte Phoenix are after them. Now this ball gets through. Chicago's shot, that's going to be high. Follow-up finds the net. And because he missed on the first shot, it threw off the Phoenix defense.
Yeah, he needed to get this hit off of the back wall. That's a good shot from Chicago. Nice and hard, right at the center of the net. Forces the defender to go, and it's wide open for him. G2 chasing one goal as we near halftime.
It is lethal if you do not defend the back wall with a sense of urgency. That cost the Phoenix there. Chicago with a drive. That's set away by Shadow. Almost as hard as it was brought in. Now Jay Wismont needs one more touch. Doesn't have it. Shadow will collect. He's made things a little difficult for himself, but he can handle it. Rizzo, drop down for Chicago. Now Shadow on a quick counterattack. J-Naps won't catch up. It's happened to G2 again.
You can't sleep on this team, Stacks. A great catch and pass from Karma over to Shadow, and Shadow sees the wide open net, puts it between the dotted lines, and the Phoenix go up by 2.
Shadow with a hat trick in less than 3 minutes. It can happen that quickly as he goes over 40 goals on the season that has been extended a little further than the Charlotte Phoenix would have liked. Karma with full boost. Blocked out there. Jay Wismont does find Karma. Long-standing splice duo, and then Karma just yoinks that boost right up from under Jay Wismont's nose. Now Chicago against Jay Wiz, wins that challenge, and then the ball goes off of him and out almost perfectly to Karma. Needs a double, but J-Naps is in the way. Follow up from Shadow, though. He can come in, and Rizzo very sure-handed on the defensive end.
G2 very bunched up there on defense. Able to break out of their half. J-Naps gets that ball away from Rizzo. This one's going to be in favor of Karma, but challenged well there from Chicago. And G2 starting to weather down the defense of the Charlotte Phoenix.
J-Naps behind Chicago as he looks for a demo. And passing ahead to Chicago, that's been a theme for G2 all season long. Rizzo, intercepted by Shadow. J-Naps is there at midfield. G2 has tried to win that battle at midfield all season long. They try to keep teams out of their defensive end, and it just hasn't worked out for them.
It puts them out of position because they're going for high-risk plays with very low probability percentages, and Jay Wiz off the ceiling can't quite get that flip, and it's starting to turn into crunch time for G2. They need a goal, and they need it now.
Final 30 seconds of game one. Chicago coming on, right on cue.
And there he is, brings us within one. Good pass out from J-Naps towards the top of the box. Nobody home from the Charlotte Phoenix. Goes off Karma there, but she's too late to the play. And G2 starting to scratch the surface.
30 seconds left. We saw Chaos try to hold on for dear life against Cloud9. It didn't work out. That miss from Shadow could have been deadly. It has G2 on the attack. J-Naps, center for Chicago. Jay Wismont just did barely enough, and Shadow will play keep away from Rizzo. Now J-Naps wins that challenge out of the corner. Popped up, and Chicago got this out to Rizzo. Popped up again. J-Naps, tie game!
Oh, they wear him down, and Shadow had no idea what to do on this sidewall. Comes off the net, bounces off the ground. He's scrambling around. J-Naps says, you know what? I'm going to tie this game up. Game one. We're looking like we're going to overtime.
Looking like fireworks early on DFH with 6 seconds left. Rizzo may get it done in regulation, but Jay Wismont makes that save, and we go to overtime.
Well, Stacks, you think there's that big of a difference between Rival Series and RLCS?
Never crossed my mind at all. Oh my goodness. Shadow almost scored that to end overtime very, very quickly. In league play, Charlotte Phoenix did not drop a single overtime. Karma to Shadow. This shot's going to be high and no follow-up. Jay Wismont actually comes in late and then goes off of J-Naps and in.
The high IQ angle off of the ceiling. Karma just rotating through to throw the defense off, and Jay Wismont, not sure if he meant to do it, but hey, it works and the game goes in their favor.
Well, how about this? The 6th overtime win of the season for the Charlotte Phoenix and the 6th overtime loss for G2. And that furious comeback charge is wasted by that beg shot off the ceiling.
While it's still up there, look at that stat line for the Charlotte Phoenix. Every single player getting involved offensively, defensively, and most important, what does this show you? That's team play. That is just due to the fact that Jimmer has worked so hard to say, hey guys, we need everybody to get involved. There's no egos here. If you have a pass available, you put it out there for your teammate.
Yeah, this is a well-oiled machine when they're on. And the woes for G2 happen to continue. They didn't win a game one all season long, and that's been the calling card for the Charlotte Phoenix, especially against the weaker teams in the league. They would just blitz them. They'd take the first 3 of the first 4 games, and that'd be it. Later on in the series is where the Charlotte Phoenix start to struggle, but games 1 through 4, that's where they made their money this season.
Absolutely, but unfortunately for Charlotte Phoenix, this is a best of 7.
Yes,
and we saw last weekend that this is their Achilles heel. This team has trouble late game. I don't know if it's just the intensity of the match getting to them, if their hands get sweaty on the controllers, but they just can't pull through. And against a G2 team, you cannot go to sleep, because when it comes to game 7s, game 5s, and overtimes, which this one was a little different, but game 7s, you always bet on G2. That's what you do.
Well, and you bet against the Charlotte Phoenix, because as has been the case all season, look, we can say a team seems like this and seems like that. When you have numbers to back it up, it's a little better. They are 0-5 in games 5 through 7 in this postseason play that they've been on.
Oh, that is a beautiful pass and good patience there from Rizzo. Transition offense opened up for G2. Karma with a great 50-50 turns the tide in Charlotte Phoenix's favor. The pass out, but JNaps puts it right back. Back and forth action stacks here in game number 2.
Shadow wins this challenge very cleanly and tried to get in Rizzo's way. Now Karma, she may have another touch, but JNaps makes sure she does not. Good demo on Jay Wismont. He's going to respawn opposite ball side, and Chicago shot's going to be sent away by who else but Jay Wismont. Now Rizzo off his own corner. That goes over Chicago. Karma over to Jay Wismont, and he missed it wide.
He's going to want that one back to keep it fresh in the back of your mind, Stacks. That could be the difference maker here.
Karma does not get that midfield boost, so as a result, Rizzo will take it. But he will not collect a demo or bump. He goes right through the Charlotte defense. Now he's coming on for a shot. Back off the ceiling, cleared away by Karma. Now a pass over to JNaps. That's going to go wide. But G2 is setting up, getting very comfortable here on the Charlotte half of the field. Now JNaps, oh, he missed that ball. And Karma will breathe a sigh of relief and try to get rid of this. She didn't have a lot of boost to work with, and JNaps took even more boost out of the zone.
Charlotte Phoenix starting to get very low on boost. Good touch there from Shadow, and Rizzo has to push that ball into his own corner. Does get that full boost pad, but finally, everybody on Charlotte Phoenix able to boost up as this ball goes back towards mid. Good contest there from Shadow, but JNaps looking to come off that side wall. Dangerous double tap potential. If he had boost in the tank, that one probably would have found the back of the net.
Now Rizzo trying to dribble through. 1-1 challenge. One another. Going up is Chicago. Instead, he'll leave it for JNaps, and that's going to go high off the backboard, and it will be cleared. Now another follow-up. That's going to be high and wide, and Shadow gets that away from a waiting Chicago. Here's Jay Wismont, blocked by JNaps.
Oh, great pass from Karma, knowing that Shadow was waiting back, but the touch out. Transition opportunity coming out for G2. Fast break down the field, turned away by Jay Wismont.
Jay Wismont blocked by Chicago. G2 keeps the pressure on. We're past halftime as G2 tries to level this series. Karma taken away by Chicago. That goes over Shadow, so Jay Wismont will have to take his time. Doesn't have much of it. He has Rizzo bearing down on him. Good block by Shadow, and for all the offense we talked about with Shadow, it's his defense that has stood out for the Charlotte Phoenix.
That was a questionable play there to go for boost over ball from Shadow, but they did get this ball back towards midfield, but they're unable to break out on offense. Chicago can't get the flick. Shadow puts it towards mid, and G2 in control of game number 2 so far.
Chicago with a drive. That's going to be wide, and Karma read it coming off the back wall. JNaps, token shot, got the follow-up to go in front. And Karma and Shadow double just a bit there. So Chicago and G2 can try to stay on the attack. Shadow taking his time. Rizzo found the angle. Shadow with one save, can't make another, and JNaps takes advantage.
That's twice now. G2's baited Shadow off that wall. His backboard defense very weak here in this series, and JNaps makes him pay once again.
And he had Karma coming in behind him in the net, and with that shot not having a lot of power, may have been better served letting Karma boom it away. Instead, now they're in danger of giving up a kickoff goal, and Karma jumps across to make the save.
Rizzo used a lot of boost to get there. He's not going to get midfield either. Karma denies him that, but he does get that back corner and going to bomb this downfield. JNaps is up, can't get the touch there. But Rizzo underneath Shadow, but he gets the save, and within one, the Charlotte Phoenix stay.
Jay Wismont out to Karma. They have combined for a ton of goals over the past several seasons of the Rival Series and RLCS. JNAPS will pop one up. Chicago downfield. Jay Wismont barely makes the save. Now JNAPS over to Rizzo. G2 finding their form in game 2. Jay Wismont will clear this away. That's a great pass by Chicago to JNAPS. He'll follow it up, and he may have just put game 2 away.
JNAPS, the monster has been awoken inside of him. 4th goal of the series, 2 assists. He's doing everything he can to carry his team to victory.
27 seconds remain. Seems academic, but we've seen the Charlotte Phoenix strike quickly. We've seen a lot of teams in NA strike very quickly. Rizzo very wisely is going to go back and kill a little more time before he sends us out to midfield. Chicago up as well, and that'll just about do it. They needed to score right there, the Charlotte Phoenix, give themselves a chance at a kickoff goal. Shadow, he'll give it the old college try, but JNAPS makes the save, and he makes the clear as well for good measure. And JNAPS had his fingerprints all over a Game 2 victory for G2.
Don't forget about Rizzo coming in clutch with that assist, and Chicago getting one there as well. G2 putting a ton of shots on the board, and Charlotte Phoenix really had no great offensive opportunities, and everything that they put on target was turned away. Look at this bomb downfield from Rizzo, and you see Shadow there on the wall, gets messed up, makes a poor hit, and JNAPS makes him pay.
A team that averages almost 9 shots a game, including the playoffs, and we've seen Shadow and Jay Wismont on different occasions rack up 10 shots of their own against teams in league play, held to just 4 shots. 3 of them coming from Shadow, who, look, he tried to put the team on his back, didn't work out, and now the Charlotte Phoenix know that they are in for a series here with G2.
Well, you know, if I'm G2 and if I see Shadow on that backboard, I'm launching the ball towards it, because twice now we've seen Shadow just completely flop, make poor touches, or just miss the ball entirely coming off of that. And not something like Shadow to normally do. He's a very explosive player on the offensive half. Normally pretty solid on defense, but the nerves might be getting to him here in this matchup against G2.
I mean, every series that went the distance for the Charlotte Phoenix was the same. It was, okay, we're going to win game 1, then we drop game 2. Then they take game 3. They drop game 4. So if that continues, they're going to be in some trouble, because as the series goes on, their win percentage goes down significantly. But they have gone 1-1 with G2 here in this postseason matchup, again with RLCS, or at least getting to within 1 win of reaching the RLCS on the line.
Shadow accidentally passing that ball towards mid.
This will be popped up, and Shadow does have it. But it's just a clear to kind of reset things for the Charlotte Phoenix. And that's well done by Chicago, maybe even by JNAPS. So he missed it entirely. Might have been trying to block a clearance by Jay Wismont.
Good pass out from Jay Wismont, but just behind Karma. The net is open, and Shadow can't come off that back wall. And for the 3rd time, JNAPS makes him pay.
It is the 5th goal of the series for JNAPS, and as much as we've gotten on G2 for giving up empty netters, there's nobody home there for the Charlotte Phoenix. The rotation's well out of whack, and an early lead for G2 Esports. Rizzo.
Oh, great touch.
He's going to follow that if he didn't get bumped away. Chicago won't score it. He didn't get any power behind the shot. And Charlotte Phoenix, they got away with it.
That is so unfortunate. The pass from Rizzo couldn't have been better there. And Shadow pushes this towards Jay Wismont. Chicago cuts that off. They're starting to read Charlotte Phoenix's game plan of those infield passing plays.
There's one that goes to Rizzo, but a shot doesn't come out. Instead, Rizzo and Chicago were not on the same page. And look out, here comes Shadow and the Phoenix. Missed that second touch coming out of the corner. That'll kill things off, at least for the time being. Chicago not challenged much as JNAPS comes in to help him out. Does get this ball around in front, but Jay Wismont is there this time. He'll find Shadow. They'll get downfield, and the Charlotte Phoenix will try to tie up this game. They do not, as JNAPS has another clear.
Oh, JNAPS' 50-50s here are just disgusting. Charlotte Phoenix can't get the ball by him, even if they paid them $1 for every time they tried.
Oh, how about a couple of demos coming out? That slows everything up. And Shadow, the team's leading scorer, does it again.
Their transition offense is so deadly. The demo comes out from Rizzo, but the smoke screen works against him, and Shadow puts it in the left pocket.
Chicago would go up against Shadow on this kickoff, and JNAPS, look at that double commit from the Charlotte Phoenix. 2 cars, same place, same time for the same ball, usually spells disaster. But when you're at this stage of the season, maybe not so much, because you're going up against teams that haven't been punishing teams for that all season long. This goes off the ceiling, and another demo from Chicago. He's starting to run wild. Jay Wismont has that ball go by him. Rizzo's picked out a spot. Shadow makes the save, but JNAPS is there yet again.
Shadow versus JNAPS is the storyline of this series so far. A very poor touch from Shadow just locks it up for JNAPS, and JNAPS with his 6th goal here.
JNAPS playing like a man possessed as he tries to set up a rematch with Cloud9. Remember, that loss to Cloud9 at the end of league play is the reason G2 is here. It'll be Karma up the wall. Now Chicago looking for the double. Jay Wismont makes sure there's no rebound. Jay Wismont flicks that to himself, oddly enough. And Chicago will try to take over, but Karma is there to bring it right back in at midfield. Shadow lets that go over top, and nobody on G2 is fooled. So Jay Wismont will have to bring it in again. He did not get that midfield boost. That'll slow him down significantly. That's something that Charlotte cannot afford.
Oh, great touch from Chicago, but Jay Wiz waiting, and that pass over to no one. Charlotte Phoenix not on the same page here in game number 3.
JNAPS trying to bully his way through and take the ball with him. Can't have your cake and eat it too. He had to pass it off. Now it's JNAPS playing another one back in. Chicago, tough angle, and he found it. Nobody thought he could even get there.
Hey, if you leave him uncontested, this is exactly what's going to happen. We saw him do greatness in the rival series. He went up with EG. Now he's on G2 for a reason. This kid can shoot the ball.
3-1 the lead now as Shadow watches that one go over his head. And, you know, we talked so much about Shadow on both sides of the field, but now you're seeing defense against this caliber of opponent. It's a little different than defending against, say, the Zookeepers.
And I think that's all due to the speed of the RLCS. It's a little faster. I mean, we're seeing that these teams are evenly matched, but hey, Shadow, bring us within 1.
He does just that off of a mistake coming around the corner. It was Chicago who just ran out of real estate, had to jump for it, couldn't get there, and the Charlotte Phoenix with 1:09 to go have life in game 3.
There it is.
Fake kickoff from the Charlotte Phoenix. And again, an unorthodox fake, but it does not result in a goal or any relevant pressure, at least early on.
That was a beautiful fake kickoff. I'd love to watch that again. Even though nothing happened, they run it perfectly. The player going for kickoff fakes. 2 players go to the right. One gets boost, and the second player passes that. That is perfect.
Right down the middle on the clearance by Karma, but it falls right to JNAPS. Now Rizzo. No, it's a decoy as Rizzo does not go for his first goal of the series. Instead, now Chicago will play it around. And more zone time for G2. Shadow can't break out. Rizzo trying to bounce his way through. Whoa, 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 it's Rizzo!
Bringing his team out of 2 goals. He catches at the top of the box and just pushes through Shadow.
Exactly what G2 needed. Another 2-goal lead, an all-important insurance goal, and Rizzo on the scoreboard. More importantly, they're about to take a 2-1 series lead. Jay Wismont misses that out of the corner. Still got the pass away to Shadow, but he was coming in way too hot and just could not get there. Karma, of course, she'd scored that. That would have given Charlotte a lot of life. Instead, it's Chicago coming back the other way. JNAPS will just wait and watch this, play it around, and that's going to do it. G2, 2 down and 2 to go.
They're looking in perfect form here, Stacks. Every player doing their role perfectly. We saw Chicago able with that hard shot in the corner, the tough angle coming out, showing you why he's one of the best sharpshooters out there. Rizzo passing all over the place, 4 assists in this series, and then the knapsack showing up every single game here, getting goals and assists. But this is the one that made you do a little dance in your seat there, Stacks. Rizzo with the catch and carry and push through the defender.
And this is a G2 team that can absolutely spend a lot of time on the ground and beat you in so many ways. They did it there, and again with Shadow on the back line. And it's not unusual to see him there. You see Shadow everywhere that the ball happens to be, because he is such a huge part of everything that the Charlotte Phoenix do. But it hasn't been enough, and Karma and Jay Wismont, eventually somebody's got to step up and give him a little bit of help.
Yeah, well, the blemishes that happen on defense in the rival series tend to get masked over because teams don't capitalize on them as much. But when you're going up against G2, any simple mistake you make, they're going to be all over you. And we've seen that. That's why we keep calling out Shadow's name, because he's making poor touches. Normally, no harm, no foul, but here against this team, and you have J-Naps just licking his chops, waiting to score a goal, he's going to make you pay.
Charlotte Phoenix have 7 shots over the last couple of games. Shadow's got 6 of them. There's the numbers. They speak for themselves. Here we go. Game number 4 underway between G2 and the Charlotte Phoenix. Shadow beaten out by Rizzo, as that ball will head perilously close to the net, and Rizzo will get credit for a shot. Chicago will as well, and Jay Wismont just boots it away.
No way that ball should be sitting there that long in midfield for Charlotte Phoenix. Somebody has to go a lot earlier and get a challenge on that.
Like a basketball coach wondering how a rebound touches the ground. Now it's Chicago against Karma, and Jay Wismont will play this out of the zone, and at least a brief reprieve for the Charlotte Phoenix early on in this game, but a good pinch out to start G2 downfield yet again.
Right now, Charlotte Phoenix, every touch they're pushing downfield just seems like they're just... Oh my gosh, Karma! Are you serious?
Well, it was a cute-looking shot. It was saved, but wow. Now
you get at least 2 style points for that one.
You get at least 2 style points, and that and like $1 will get you a cup of coffee somewhere. Here's Karma. Needs to steal that corner boost. She will, but it's Chicago coming back the other way. And Karma right back on the attack, popping one up for Jay Wismont. To the backboard. He tried to come down from the ceiling to catch that. Karma sets one up for Shadow, and it's cleared away by Chicago. Chicago with yet another critical challenge. That'll set up Rizzo, and G2's in business again.
Hey, if you're just going to give them the ball like this, you deserve to get scored on. Rizzo sees the defender coming off that wall at a terrible angle and just puts G2 up by 1.
You don't have to play perfect to win series at any level, but some mistakes you don't get away with at this level. And that's a harsh lesson that the Charlotte Phoenix are learning. Jay Wismont with a challenge that turned into a shot that rolled wide. And now Chicago taking his time, trying to pick Shadow apart. Couldn't get the second touch. Shadow had no chance at that. And now it'll be Rizzo popping one up along with Shadow. And again, G2, it feels like they are picking on Shadow, and J-Naps is feasting.
You have got to be kidding me, Stacks. This angle, the shot placement. This guy is a true veteran of the game. And G2 go up by 2 points here. The poor defense from Charlotte Phoenix is just killing them right now.
And we've reached the part of any match where the Charlotte Phoenix start to struggle to get wins. I'll give you more on that in a moment as Shadow wins the race to a ball, but not the midfield boost. Rizzo will find Chicago. They've got J-Naps waiting. Rizzo waiting as well. Somebody eventually is going to come up, and Shadow missed that ball entirely.
It's starting to get in their head stacks. They are cognizant of the mistakes they're making on defense, and it is going to start plaguing them. Hard shot from Chicago. Rizzo with a misread has to bail out, but Chicago there again. Poor touch off the back wall once again, and JNABS gets goal number 2.
JNABS there yet again, and it's not even passes, it's rebound opportunities. You give a team second, third, fourth chance opportunities, they're going to cash in eventually. It's what we were talking about with Chaos. They shoot so often that eventually a few are going to find the net. That's what's happening here with G2. They're getting a ton of chances.
Hey, when you go into a matchup, you normally will have a game plan of how you're going to go up against your opponent. And G2 showing you how things change on the fly. They've realized the back wall defense for the Charlotte Phoenix isn't there. So they've told each other, hey, just batter it. Just shot after shot after shot. Eventually, their defense is gonna fold.
Oh, Shadow read this like a book and puts basically a steal into a shot into the net.
Yeah, good read coming out from Shadow. That's that speedy boy doing his work at midfield there. Brings Charlotte Phoenix within 2.
2 minutes remain for the Charlotte Phoenix in Game 4. Not a must-win in this best of 7, but as close to one as you can get as JNABS plays one through. Chicago almost scored from that angle again. This time it's high. Jay Wismont missed the ball, but he got the attacker. Next best thing, and Shadow will pop it away.
Great flick there, but Rizzo already back on defense. Clears that towards mid. Chicago with the pass, can't get the shot on target. JNABS, that was a good field awareness play there.
Shadow will try to start the counterattack to bring Charlotte Phoenix back into this, but a save made by Jay Wismont as Chicago had a golden opportunity. Out of the corner, Rizzo's going to circle around. Jay Wismont JNABS hung around for a while. Surprised it took me that long for it to happen. Now it'll be Chicago trying to lead Rizzo, led him too far, and JNABS is back.
And a good clear there from JNABS. Nobody home from the Charlotte Phoenix in midfield. Gonna lead to a 50-50 on that side wall. Karma with a miss off the back wall, and a good challenge from Chicago. Gives his life, but puts the ball in the offensive half, and Karma not going up for that. G2 continuing to work on offense.
And they are starving out the Charlotte Phoenix. Another one's gonna drop down. Oh, Chicago couldn't read it. And Karma and Shadow, they will double after this. It's more desperation than anything as the Charlotte Phoenix are watching this game slip away second by second, shot by shot.
Time to send the house for the Charlotte Phoenix. They need 2, they need 1 now.
Jay Wismont does not get that corner boost. Chicago does. And another goes opposite way. And that should pretty much do it as G2. If you were to put a book together, a textbook on how to close out a game, you would show them this game right here. This goal won't matter if they score, they do not. And G2 is 1 win away from another shot at Cloud9.
And the one thing that has been consistent this entire series is every single G2 member getting involved on offense. Every player has a goal or an assist in games 1 through 4. They are just cruising through this matchup, and the Charlotte Phoenix can do nothing here. And you see here, the good challenge from JNABS. He goes up, and where's the back wall defense? Nowhere to be found. Puts it low and away from the defender.
I can't vividly remember who had the one shot other than Shadow in game 3, but I'm pretty sure it was Karma, which means Jay Wismont has not had a shot on goal since game 2.
And game number 2 is when Charlotte Phoenix got completely shut out. G2, just like Cloud9, doing a great job here, looking like a true RLCS team and that they deserve to stay. But I feel like we need to put an asterisk on this one because this is the 3rd and 4th seeded teams out of the rival series in this one.
Well, out of the rival series playoffs, this still was the number 1 team in league play at a team that everybody thought they were definitely, I mean, they had 2 shots at it in the rival series playoffs. Now they're on their 3rd life, and if they drop this game or any games the rest of this series, they'll be on their 4th and final life going up against Chaos.
Well, it's all or nothing here for Charlotte Phoenix. You can't drop another game. G2 is up comfortably, and They, outside of game number 1, they haven't looked hard-pressed whatsoever.
And this is where things get really bad for the Charlotte Phoenix. Again, 0-5 in this postseason, 3-7 overall in Game 5 or 6-7 in postseason play. So it is getting dangerous now for the Charlotte Phoenix. They need to come back from a 3-1 deficit. You may remember they were up 3-1 over RBG last week and blew that lead. Shadow plays one in. He'll play another that was intended, I think, for Jay Wismont, but he was too far back. And now Rizzo all the way to the corner. Chicago is waiting, and I think Shadow might have just got a piece. If not, he at least distracted Chicago enough.
Oh, Charlotte Phoenix starting to get cluttered up at midfield. Chicago smartly puts that to the opposite side, but Shadow is there. That's one player for this Charlotte Phoenix team that's very quick, and JNap's not going to miss that one. G2 up by 1 in Game 5.
He hasn't missed anything in this series. What is that, 9 goals now for JNaps in this series alone? Good grief.
I mean, that ball was just given to him on a silver platter, but no fault of Karma. That was the only save available to her. Unfortunately, the defense crumbled at the worst time.
Rizzo gets that away from Jay Wismont. Now JNaps. Blocked by Karma, but Chicago is there in support. The team in G2 that were among the worst defenders in giving up empty net goals. They have not given up much of anything here. Instead, they're getting charity now.
Keep your eyes on JNaps here. He's on this back wall and then tries to get that cheeky angle, and just right place, right time. Jay Wismont had nothing else available to him.
That makes it officially his 10th goal of the series. My goodness. Shadow blocked by Rizzo, but Karma can come on now. She had a full take and boost when she started. Now to be JNaps.
That's on.
Why wouldn't it be? Jay Wismont can't catch up to it. There's number 11. Just keep him coming.
There's number 11, and there's a hat trick for JNaps. That's nothing more to be said about that one.
I mean, this is incredible. You talk about, you said knapsack earlier on. I mean, this is a backpack performance from JNaps. His teammates have 5 goals combined. JNaps out towards Chicago, and JNaps will make his way downfield. He could get a pass from Rizzo, but Rizzo tried to dribble instead. Was up 3 goals and a closeout opportunity. Why not take your time? Rizzo for JNaps. Back out for Rizzo. No, it's Chicago. Saved by Shadow, but as it happens every time, there's another G2 attacker on the doorstep.
You gotta clear this ball out to the corner. If you put it in your own box, this is exactly what's gonna happen. Rizzo puts G2 up by 4, and at this point, it's their match to lose.
The flames of the Charlotte Phoenix are being very quickly and systematically extinguished by G2. And for all the talk about rival series teams and how they may try to take over the RLCS over the next couple of seasons, it feels like they have been lined up in front of a firing squad, at least in this first round. Jay Wismont taking his time, and they don't have much of it. Down 4 goals. JNaps takes out Karma, but Jay Wismont can still get downfield. Tough angle does convert, and now the comeback effort begins.
Right at halftime, Stacks. 3 goals is not unheard of. Definitely one of the most hardest feats in all of Rocket League to accomplish, and when you're looking down the line and you see all 3 G2 members staring back at you, it's a tough ask.
Well, the Bullsen boys know that a 4-goal lead is not insurmountable. They gave up a couple over a span of a couple of months. Jay Wismont does not get a touch here, so JNaps will slow play this to his own corner. Now to Rizzo. Looking for JNaps again, but Karma wins the challenge and almost fell onto that to get a shot on. Now Shadow trying to force one through. More ambitious than anything else, and now Rizzo will roll one out to JNaps. And he got the midfield boost. I mean, everything's coming up JNaps' way right now. Chicago's shot. That is going to find the mark off the corner and in.
The shooter has shown up. Chicago rolls this one in. And the lead now at 4 here. Charlotte Phoenix looking like they're going to be facing Chaos. And the way they've been playing, I don't know how that matchup is going to go, Stacks.
And G2 has done it both on the ground and in the air. And that's something that Charlotte was always going to struggle with because they tend to play a much more grounded attack. I mean, you're seeing them go to the air now. It is not their forte. Karma trying to get one out to Shadow, but he has to wait a moment. And JNAPS is all too happy to let him, but that kicks out to Karma, who happened to be in the right place, and they're back within 3.
That's her first goal since game 1, and only her second of the series. But hey, you're back within 3, and I need to see a sense of urgency from this team right now. They need to give it everything they've got.
Got to be in full chase mode. It is a fake kickoff, and this one a more traditional one. Shades of flip side, but it hasn't worked out, and Shadow has to rush back. JNAPS, Decoy, and Rizzo will just dump one to the corner yet again. And they don't need to score any more goals as they have a very comfortable lead and not a whole lot of time left to hold on to it. One more for good measure. No, a save made by Jay Wismont.
G2 starting to have fun with it now. You see him just playing around. They realize this match probably not going to be lost. But I want to see them keep their composure. Don't have too much fun because they're going to have to play up against Cloud9. And that's no easy task as they lost in 5 games to them this season.
45 seconds remain as JNAPS tried to get a cheeky touch through Jay Wismont. Now a good pass out in front. Rizzo will drop one down. JNAPS, why not? Had another one. A dirty dozen for JNAPS.
Dirty dozen because it's garbage time. And Rizzo, what a beautiful pass. JNAPS just waiting patiently at the top of the box. Gets his 4th goal, and Rizzo with the playmaker.
36 seconds remain, and this one will mercifully end for the Charlotte Phoenix. And now they know they have Chaos Esports Club to look forward to. And that was a close series when they played during league play. Rizzo leaves that for JNAPS to try and challenge that through the corner. And you can see the air has just completely come out of the sails of the Charlotte Phoenix. Jay Wismont and Shadow both go up for this. Shadow will go by it. Rizzo coming on, another brilliant pass, but it does not find Chicago. Jay Wismont doesn't get that touch. Made it a lot more difficult than it had to be. G2 made it look a lot easier than it was, and they add one more.
Why not? Why not? Let JNAPS get an assist in this match.
Yeah, right. He hasn't had many. That's only his 4th to go with 12 goals. Talk about goal participation. 7-2. A clear statement set by G2 and Cloud9 earlier that the RLCS is still their turf until they say otherwise.
This is one of the best individual performances that I've seen in recent history. JNAPS absolutely put this team on his back, and no discredit given to Chicago or Rizzo. They showed up well as in their own rights, but without JNAPS, this match wouldn't have gone this way. He willed his team to victory.
I mean, pack it up right now. Player of the day, MVP of this tournament is JNAPS. That is incredible what he was able to pull off. And he's still got more to go. I mean, that's just in 5 games work that he comes up with 12 goals and 4 assists. Cloud9, look, let me give you the scouting report. Shut down JNAPS.
Shut down JNAPS. And with the demos that we saw coming out from Gimmick, it's highly likely that happens. I am so excited to see this matchup between Cloud9 and G2. It's going to be a fun one to watch because they're looking like brand new teams coming out from the RLCS.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that Cloud9 G2 match either, but we do have to wait. You have to wait a little longer than usual because now the Charlotte Phoenix have to turn around and play yet again. Somebody is getting knocked out of this tournament. It will be a rival series team. Will it be Chaos or will it be the Charlotte Phoenix burning their 4th and